decades of severe weather experience, here for you when it counts. This is Doc Deason's Weather, live now.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's 3:59, coming up on 4 o'clock. Tornado warning in place for our neighbors in what would be Harrison County. Let's take a look at what we have to work with here from the radar. And this is the storm that has prompted the warning. Pretty good circulation there on radar. This will be south of I-20. South-southwest to the city of Marshall. Looks like the rotation to me, just like it's right there, splitting the difference on Highway 43. At least to me, this would be along and north of 2625 there near the 43 and 2625 intersection. All right. Let's first off take a look at the direction the thing is moving, and it's moving, northeasterly. The motion on that northeast at, what are they saying here, about 20 miles an hour? Okay, we'll say moving east at 20. Felt like it was a little more northeast as opposed to east, but regardless, the warning goes till 4:15 for Harrison County. Storm located there near south of Marshall. And that is radar indicated tornado and up to quarter-sized hail possible with this thing as well. Okay, let's take a look at the velocity products real quick. We'll look at the side-by-sides and see if we can make something out there. So again, we're looking at this in relation to the Shreveport radar, which is not far from here. So it's good to have that closer vantage point. I understand the sirens have been activated in the city of Marshall, by the way. Yeah, thanks, Catherine, for that. I just saw that as well. So appreciate you letting me know about that. So again, the warning only for Harrison County. That's the only county we have at least under tornado warning at the time. So winds again, when we're looking at this, anything in this green shaded area running in towards the Shreveport side, the reds running away from that. All right. So that circulation again near the 43, 26, 25 intersection there. And moving, I'll call it east-northeast at about 20 miles an hour. So that puts this on the south side of Marshall. All right, here's I-20 right here, so give you some landmarks and some things to be aware of. I'm trying to get this a little bit out so that I'm not blocking the screen there. So you can see the reflectivity on the left and the velocity product on the right. So here's Darko. We're north of Darko on this thing. Let's see here. So we've got that in place here for about another 14 or so minutes. You guys on the south side of Marshall, north of Darko, between Darko and Marshall, need to be in that safe place. Okay, Francesca, you are in Darko. All right, probably a pretty good show just off to your north. And again, this thing is moving at about 20 miles an hour. So that's going to be taking it away from you guys. But I'm glad we're able to be on for you here, and everything's going to be okay. You guys on 59 though, just east of here. Here's Highway 59 runs north-south out of Marshall. So this thing will be crossing 59 with whatever it has in tow. And again, at the present time, this is all radar indicated. But if we do see anything that is indicative of something on the ground, we will pass that along. And if we have anyone who is spotter trained and in that area, let us know about that as well. Okay, Blake, you guys are on it. All right, set up on 59. Very good. Let me know what you see, Blake. So again, recapping for those of you just hopping on, tornado warning for Harrison County. That runs officially for about another 12 minutes until 4:15. And understand the sirens have been activated in the city of Marshall for good reason, especially you guys on the south side of town, heading south on 59 out of Marshall. I wouldn't make that run for about a half hour or so. Let's let that get out of the way. And if you are there between Highway 43 and 59, this will most likely, again, be just north of 2625. So here's 2625 running east-west, and then 43 kind of running north-south, getting up in and crossing I-20 and eventually getting into Marshall. So if we have something cooking, it's going to be doing it in this area right here. All right. So that's the latest, at least, that we have at the moment on it. Danielle asking about Lindale and folks back off to the west. We do have additional storms that are moving into the area. We've got the severe thunderstorm warning for folks in northeastern Smith County and extreme southern Upshur County. It's really south of Gilmer. They clipped Gregg County, northwestern Gregg County in the warning. So you've got a couple of different jurisdictions in there. The storms that are coming into Smith County right now are not severe, at least based on the lack of any warning by whether it be the Weather Service office in Shreveport, who takes the handoff from the Fort Worth office once it crosses the Van Zant Smith County line. But they are going to bring some heavy rain with them and some lightning and probably a bit of wind as well. But nothing doing as far as severe weather goes. Besides this one pocket here southwest of Gilmer, and stretching down right there, kind of hugging the Smith-Wood County or the Smith-Upshur County line. And again, just takes in the extreme south or extreme northwestern part of Gregg County. Storm trying to get itself going there north side of Tyler up 271 south of I-20. So we'll be watching that as well. And an additional shower right now over the central portion of the city of Tyler, sub-severe, well below it. But you do want to be mindful of that. Weather Service says they are going to reissue downstream for the Smith-Wood Upshur County storm. So not enough for anything tornadic, but they are going to keep an eye on the storm, seeing some decent rotation aloft in that, which is at least one potential indication that something could be trying to cook itself up. But we're going to go with severe thunderstorm warning and continue that, I should say, for Smith County. Weather Service with that 405 storm. Let's see here. Thunderstorm. Let's see here. Hold on one second. Let me revisit this for just a second. So let's pull back out here. All right. So we've got a severe thunderstorm warning in place for Harrison County as well for 60-mile-an-hour winds and up to quarter-sized hail that is also going to stay in place until 4:15 for a lot of the same territory as the tornado warning, which we have in place. So I know, Jesse. A lot of folks are saying the same thing, needing a break from the storms. So it looks like we'll continue with the severe thunderstorm warning for Smith County, as well as southern Upshur County, and the storms that we have ongoing right now. Sub-severe back to the west. The only warning we have in Smith County is for this storm up along northeastern part of the county. So there's the new warning. That'll help to hopefully square this up a little bit better. So a new severe thunderstorm warning now for Smith County, Upshur, and Gregg County. That's going to take this storm as it goes further downstream. It gets closer to the city of Longview, although Longview is not necessarily in the box per se. So severe thunderstorm warning for east central Smith, southwestern Upshur, west central Gregg till 4:45. Storm near Gladewater moving east at 15. 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. So that's minimal threshold for severe weather. But regardless, it'll bear some close inspection. I have some pretty good wind with this as well, obviously. So we'll keep an eye on that. Most of the area continues under severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock, by the way. So we do have that in place for, ironically, all of the counties except the ones that immediately border the Louisiana state line, which is like I said, kind of ironic because we've got the tornado warning in one of the counties that borders Louisiana. So anyway, here's the let's get back on this storm, which is just south of Marshall right now. So there is rotation there. It doesn't look as impressive necessarily on the velocity as it presents itself on the regular reflectivity with that hooking look to it, but still. But we want to continue to exercise those precautions there, especially as you're along 59 south of I-20. Well, yeah. So we'll continue to monitor this here. What rotation there is. Vicky is going to be just south of the I-20 corridor, it looks like, to me. It's getting hard to make that out, though, with anything really definitive. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about just getting power back on. I know that is frustrating. And with more storms out there, it just adds all the more insult to the injury. So 410 right now, coming up on 411. Tornado warning for Gregg County till 415. Not Gregg County, for Harrison County. Tornado warning for Harrison County. It'll expire here in 4 minutes. And inside of that, severe thunderstorm warning as well. A hailer up to quarters potentially in that, and some 60-mile-an-hour winds possible. Rotation doesn't look as impressive as it did earlier. So it's moving, the storm moving east. Get back on this here real quick. Omega's running a little slow. Let's do this. So let's pull up this here. All right. So let's get in here a little bit tighter and maybe with a little bit more definition. Sorry about that. So here. Okay, that app collapsed on me. That's what was going on. Yeah. All right. So we're about 2 minutes away from expiration on this tornado warning. For Gregg County, or for Harrison County. Sorry. Okay, Taylor. Yeah, I see that. So yeah, probably the EAS probably picked up that warning, and with a lot of your radio stations, they'll have settings that they can set those locally, whether they want to interrupt the broadcast for tornado warnings or just tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings, and which counties that they will interrupt for, and that type of thing. So you've got a lot of different options there on that will allow them to interrupt as they need to. So I think what you were hearing was the talk about this severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Smith County. I'm betting that's what they interrupted for on 104.1. A little bit of thunder outside. I'm hearing here in Tyler now. Get this a little bit larger so it's easier to see. Bethany, I just saw your post. That's funny. I wish I could take credit for that. That's funny. Oh, man. So they're going to let the Harrison County tornado warning expire. They'll issue downstream severe thunderstorm warning. The folks at the Weather Service are going to do that. So good. So that'll clear us from the tornado warning. Yeah, 4:15 now. And so you guys in Harrison County, tornado warning has been allowed to expire. There'll be a new severe thunderstorm warning, it sounds like, coming further in just a moment for this. It's a little bit confusing there. The storm's obviously got a heck of a mesocyclone with it. You can see the road, kind of that little leg coming down on the south end of it. So there's a lot of things going on there. So there's definitely something going on there, at least aloft, if not at the ground. So we want to exercise plenty of discretion with this thing here. Okay. Well, let's see here. Okay, stand by.
Tornado warning.
Okay, Weather Service opting to reissue tornado warning now till 4:45. Storm capable of a tornado located over Marshall, moving northeast at 15. So they are going to reissue that, and not surprising looking at the way this thing appears. See that leg again coming on the south end of that? There's a lot going on there. And yeah, see, this looks better on radar. This looks more apt to be potentially doing something again, like we talk about. We're just hopping on these greens, going back towards Shreveport. The reds showing winds blowing away. So this is going to be on the south side of Marshall. This is closer into town than it was right along Interstate 20, honestly. So you guys, south side of Marshall on 20. If you've got anybody driving that you know is going to be coming through this area on the interstate going east or west, they need to pull over and give this thing some breathing room. Okay. So if you are with us in that section of Harrison County, let's exercise these tornado precautions. All right, we want to be a centermost part of the building or the structure that you're in, lowest floor. We don't want you upstairs. We want you downstairs. Okay, the construction gets weaker as you move further away from that foundation. Okay, small interior rooms, closets are good. We like things with the small profile to them. Usually they're a little bit sturdier, honestly. Bathtubs are good. Grab you a heavy blanket, throw that over the top of you, and you'll have 4 little walls there and some cushion to boot. Want to avoid windows, obviously. That's going to be the weakest part of any type of structure. That's the first thing it's going to break. Avoid large rooms, gymnasiums, auditoriums, things like that. Things with a large span of roof. We want to avoid that if we can. I don't want you seeking shelter under an overpass either. There was a time when some good video came out of some folks underneath an overpass. This was back in the 80s or the 90s. I forget, but it was a long time ago, but it got a lot of attention. And in doing so, gave people the impression that might be a good place to get, and it is not. a good place to get. Only thing I want you doing in a vehicle is driving away from the storm. Those are not an option otherwise. Evacuate mobile homes. That would also include, by the way, travel trailers. A lot of folks RVing these days, and we don't want to try to go through this in one of those. It's not the place for it. Okay, shoes and helmets are great. Shoes are non-negotiable. Got to have shoes on. If you got helmets, bike helmet, thing like that, let's put those on. And especially if you've got the kiddos with their bike helmets, always a good little extra precaution there to take. So Tina, I'm not sure where. Okay, and Tyler. Okay, I see you now. Thanks, Christy. Glad to be here. So we're at 419 now, coming up on 420, and tornado warning has been reissued now by the Weather Service over in Shreveport, and for good reason. Hey, Eli, man, it's pretty crazy up there in your area. Okay, all right, you guys are south of Gilmer. A lot of scud there, Allen, west from Lindale. Okay. So I got a chaser talking to me here. Got Kyle over there nosing around. Let's see if he has any pictures. Tornado, Catherine, nothing confirmed, at least at the moment. The circulation, though, looks better than it did about 5-10 minutes or so ago. And so Weather Service initially was going to cancel or going to let the warning expire. They decided to go ahead and reissue that. So and as far as a tornado watch goes, Chrissy, no tornado watch, severe thunderstorm watch right now. Tornado warning, though, for Harrison County there, south side of Marshall. Yeah, April, that Marshall did get a couple back-to-back warnings. It's a little confusing there. So flooding's pretty bad in Lindale, Ashley, off of 1995. Okay, thanks for that. Heavy rain and wind in Edom, sissy. Gotcha. Thank you for that. So let's talk a second about these storms that we have. The ones that are coming into the area from the west. The only warnings that we have per se is the one from southern sections of Upshur County. This will be south of Gilmer, extreme northeastern Smith County, and northwestern Gregg County. That's severe thunderstorm warning there. That goes until 4:45 for quarters and up to 60-mile-an-hour winds. And then the tornado warning, which was initially allowed to expire for just a couple minutes, and then the rotation on that next scan looked a heck of a lot better, and they opted to go ahead and reissue for that. And I can totally understand why they would do that. So let me put this back into place here. Sorry about that. All right, so we should have this back up. Radar should be back up for you. Sorry about that. All right, so this thing continues to try and wrap itself up. It's got a good-looking mesocyclone on it. I've got a chaser who's down there. You can see that very well pronounced on the radar, and he's seeing that as well from his vantage point there, which looks to be close to I-20. So we want to definitely exercise that caution. This thing is going to be southwest of Marshall. So here's 31. Here's I-20, and so if we've got something that is actually going to try and produce, it's going to be in this area right here. All right, so we've got a new warning coming out. Let's hit that one real quick. This is going to impact quite a few folks here, so let's sound that.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
All right, new severe thunderstorm warning for Smith County. This will be for central Smith County, and like I said, this will get a lot of people's attention, especially on the north side of town. So, Weather Service with a severe thunderstorm warning till 5:15. Storm's located near Tyler, moving northeast at 10. These things are not moving real fast, so that means they're going to drop a lot of rain over the real estate that they get over. So just be ready for that. So up to quarters and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So this is going to be on the north side of Tyler. This will be, we'll say, kind of from the northeast, 2/3 of Tyler. We'll say this is not necessarily going to be a player for the South Loop, but it will be for the Northwest Loop and even as far east as the East Loop there in Tyler. Okay, so that is a severe thunderstorm warning only at this time. Let's put the loop on that real quick. Scope usually loops a little bit easier. So you can see this thing developing. We saw it developing a few minutes ago, and we talked about, just kind of showed that. But it is going to really drop some heavy rain over this real estate here. So don't be caught off guard with that. So, again, heavy rainfall, severe thunderstorm warning now in northern Smith County, or central Smith County, they're calling it. This thing is going to be a slow mover. So, don't let that catch you off guard. And then additional heavy rainfall moving in from the west right now, from Hideaway back over to Edom and into the Brownsboro area. Yeah, it got dark pretty quick, didn't it, Kristen? I noticed that as well. Temps down to 78 here, but the wind's pretty light at the moment, at least. Okay, so let's do this. All right. Let's see if I can get this over from Kyle. So I'm going to send that, and we'll take a look at this from Marshall. All right, so let's pull this down. Let's pull that down and that down. And we will drop this here. And let's see if we can play this guy with our QuickTime player. Let's see if I can get this bigger. Here we go. All right, so Kyle Lipscomb sent this. He's over in the Marshall area, right there near I-20, just keeping an eye on this storm. So he's seeing that. You can see that large mezzo on that. So he's keeping an eye on that over in the Marshall area. You can see the inflow. So good on him for that. Appreciate Kyle for doing that this afternoon. So we're going to keep an eye on that. We'll get back in here. This thing's still very, very wrapped up. Southwest of Marshall, or southeast of Marshall. So again, here's 31. This tail coming off the south end of it. A lot of rotation in there with from the mesocyclone itself. Now, whether something's getting to the ground or not is hard to say, but it definitely has some of the markings of something that could produce that if it wanted to. Whether it decides to or not is still yet to be determined. But it is something that we still want to continue to watch this thing. So you guys in Scottsville, here's 20, here's 80. This thing will be moving, more east, kind of east-northeast, at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. What is it? 15. Okay, 15 miles an hour. So it's not moving real fast, not in a real big hurry to get out of the way. But like I said, you guys in Scottsville, be mindful of this, and folks along Interstate 20, southeast of Marshall. We want to give this the respect that it deserves. Hasn't produced anything that we can tell yet, and we've got people who are in that area and know what they're looking at and haven't seen anything on it either. So that's encouraging, obviously, itself, but we'll be watching that thing nonetheless. All right, so back into the Smith County area, we've got heavy rainfall, which is ongoing. The northern portion of the city of Tyler, and like I said, this thing's only moving forward speeds about 10 miles an hour on this, so it's not going to be moving out of the way anytime soon. And with this kind of downpour, you're going to have some flood concerns, especially downtown. North side of downtown, in those prime areas. Nancy, you can hear some hail? Okay. Yeah, Carrie, it's a sizable hook there on that thing. Not talking about the Tyler storm, I'm talking about the Marshall storm. But let's, on that same train of thought, we want to keep an eye on any of these storms here that are able to develop. Not the best of tornado environments today. We don't have a ton of wind, don't have a ton of low-level shear necessarily in place, but you don't necessarily have to have that in order to produce something. It's just you make the best decision, best call you can in the environment that you can determine. So the severe thunderstorm warning continues for Smith County. It's only severe, non-tornadic. The severe thunderstorm warning continues for southern Upshur County and northern sections of Gregg County. So this thing here, this is going to drop some heavy rainfall there. Gladewater area, back. This thing looks like it's trying to develop further to the south. Okay, so you've got heavy rainfall and probably some wind in there from Liberty City back up to East Mountain. Yeah, so that's going to swing into the west side of Longview here in the next 20, 30 minutes. So you guys in Longview, be ready for that. Okay. So again, yeah, Kyle says that Marshall storm is dirty looking, but it seems to be rather unorganized. So that's what you want to hear from that. But we do have additional storms that are organizing themselves, and you're going to have a better wind threat here that's going to eventually translate south into Liberty City. As these storms kind of get themselves together. So if you're going to have wind, it's going to be probably right along here. It's a decent little wind threat that has just developed since this original storm got itself together. So as that travels east, that's obviously going to be an issue for folks in the Longview area proper. So I would expect some 40 to potentially 60 mile an hour winds in that potentially. Yes, sir. You think so? Okay. All right. Text me your location, if you will, please, sir. 2021-99. Okay. Thank you, sir. Be safe. Bye-bye. All right, so let's get back over to this Longview storm real quick, or this Marshall storm real quick. All right, let's get back on this real quick. So Kyle's still over there near that Marshall storm. And boy, it is trying to do something over there, I'll tell you that. See if I can drag this over, and we'll take a look at this real fast, if possible. All right. So we're going to keep a really close eye on this area here, because it looks like this thing is trying to organize a bit more than it was earlier. So we're just southwest of Scottsville. So if nothing else, the thing is trying to organize a little bit better from what the spotter's seeing there. Hail and Gladewater, Rita, thank you for that. If you have a size on that, I'd appreciate it. If you can, I totally understand, though. All right, so the tornado warning continuing for Harrison County. The storm, what we have is there south of Scottsville, right there on the north side, I would say on the north side, or right along Interstate 20. Probably better said. Gets kind of noisy in there, but this will be very close to Scottsville. South of there. Dimes at 271 and 323. Thanks, Tabitha. Oh, Brenda, got you covered. Very high winds at Flat Creek Marina there, Sandy. Thanks for that. Yeah, Jessica, hail at 271. Gotcha. I've already sent that in, so that's good. Sounds like we got at least, or potentially up to dimes there, it sounds like. So we've got that. Overall, rainfall continues heavy over northeast Tyler. Absolutely, Mary. And this additional batch of heavy rain, which is moving into western sections of Tyler right now from the west. So this all is probably just going to kind of merge. As this stuff from the west continues to move in. So we're at 442 right now. We've got a couple of warnings in place. We've got this warning up here for northwestern Gregg County and Upshur County. That'll expire here at 445. They will probably reissue for that and take it a little bit further to the south based on what the radar looks like in that additional development that's occurred. So that's going to bring some pretty good wind into the western side of Longview here in the next 15 to 20 minutes. And in addition to that, we got these storms that are moving into the western part of the city of Tyler. No warnings for those yet, but the flash flood concern is going to increase pretty quickly with this heavy rain continuing over the 271 corridor going up northeast of Tyler. Had a report of up to dimes at the loop in 271, so that kind of confirms what we're seeing here. Weather Service is going to go ahead and run with a severe thunderstorm warning for the Harrison County storm that is currently tornado warned. They're going to do that here just in a few minutes. So that'll be at 4:45 expiration on that. So they're issuing that as we speak right now. So let's address that.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
So that's a severe thunderstorm warning east central Harrison County until 5:30. Storm located 7 miles east of Marshall, moving northeast at 10 quarters and 60-mile-an-hour winds possible with that. This thing has tried to produce a tornado. I've seen some video from a chaser here a few minutes ago that showed it was very close to doing that earlier on. And so we've got folks who were keeping an eye on it. So we'll hope that it cannot organize any further. Showers and thunderstorms had some folks asking about Chandler. A lot of heavy rainfall there. Southeastern Van Zandt County down to near Moore Station. You guys are going to get a heck of a good rainstorm on the north side of Lake Palestine up to noonday. So we'll be watching that here. As I've talked about here a couple times, these things are not moving terribly fast. So once rain starts, it's not really in a position to let up anytime soon. These things they're not screaming, 40 to 50 miles an hour. They're slow walking. And so the amount of moisture you got in the air mass, that's going to mean some good rain totals piling up on you pretty quick. So if you're in an area that is prone to flooding, be aware of that. It's almost 5 o'clock. We're going to have a lot of people on the roads over the next, hour or so, leaving work and whatnot. And so they're going to be driving through some hefty water if they're in the central part of Smith County, or they're in the northwestern part of Gregg County, or southeastern part of Upshur County. A lot of heavy rain there. So be mindful of that. Brenda, how long is it going to take to pass over Tyler? I'd say 45 minutes to an hour. It's not going to be a quick move off of the rain here once it starts. Yeah, I know a lot of people's yards are pretty soaked. Kristen, I'm with you. Settling down a little bit in New Harmony. Yeah, Tracy, I could believe that. You guys are in a little bit of a lull there. I don't know if you're New Harmony proper, if you're a little bit northwest of there, but the rainfall does diminish a little bit in intensity as you get up closer to I-20. So as far as our warnings are concerned, let's adjust we'll adjust things here back to severe thunderstorm warning. You bet, Jim. What do you show for Lake Palestine near the marina there, Janice? I would say some pretty hefty rain moving into that area, at least, on the north side, at least. And then this rainfall coming in from the west has got a little bit more southern extent to it. So rain's not that heavy right now, but there's heavier rain back off to the west. Thanks, Corn Pop. Appreciate you, man. Corn Pop drove through Chandler. Heavy rain and wind. Yeah, hard to see the road between Chandler and Brownsboro. I believe it, man. Thank you. Wind's howling in Chandler, says Kelly. Yeah. All right, this kind of expands a little bit on what I was saying here just a second ago. Stand by.
Flash flood warning.
All right, so Weather Service is going to go ahead with a flash flood warning for a number of counties here, and that is not surprising. Remember, we talked about how these things are moving quick, and once the rain starts, it's going to be relentless for a bit. So, flash flood warning now for southeastern Camp, southwestern Cass, Gregg, Harrison, western Marion, southeastern Morris, northwestern Panola, northern Rusk, Smith, Upshur, and southeastern Wood counties until 7:45. And again, the reason behind that is, number one, the rain is quite heavy. Number two, the storms that are producing the heavy rain aren't moving quick, and so you're gonna drop an awful lot of water on a confined space for quite a while. So that's That's the reasoning for that. A lot of folks will be heading home. We're at 4:49 now, so 5 o'clock traffic will be picking up quickly, and you're going to be driving into a lot of rain and a lot of water that's going to be sitting on roads. So if there's an area on your particular travel path that is prone to flooding and you know about that, I would say find yourself another route, or hang where you are for a bit and let that subside. So flooding there on Spur 364, Heidi? Okay, thanks for that. Thanks, Carol. Glad to be here. Rain's picking up now here at the house, and it's dark again. We've got only a couple hundredths in the gauge, but it's coming on pretty quick. Thanks, Jamie. Glad you're here, Mount Selman. Appreciate that. So again, large scale flash flood warning. The flash flood warning, if you can make it out, is inside of this green box here, this green polygon. So it includes, you guys, that Marshall storm up to, including Longview, all of Gregg County. It runs just north of Henderson, but does include northern Rusk County. It includes practically all of Smith County, with a few exceptions, extreme southeastern tip of the county and the extreme northwestern part of Smith County. But the city of Tyler's firmly inside of that. Hey, John. Thank you, man. Good to see you. Absolutely, Kelly. Glad you're here in Jacksonville. So we're going to have to, wait this stuff out. We had expected to see showers and storms this afternoon. Sometimes in these setups, the particulars can get a little fuzzy, and a lot of what we do is you're just kind of having to forecast in a very short-term window versus being able to look out a bit further over the horizon like we can at other times of the year and other kinds of setups. But it looked like it was going to be a rainy day. Flash flood watch, Weather Service put that out for all the counties basically along and north of I-20. That goes until I think it's 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So that potential is on the table. If you saw my 7 o'clock update this morning that we did, the forecast update, you saw the mention of the flood potential for tomorrow and also for today. So we don't want to lose sight of that. Flooding is the number one severe weather-related killer. Kills more people than lightning. Most of those flood deaths happen at night. Most of them are in vehicles, and most of those are guys, honestly. So guys who drive through water that they usually can't tell the depth of, and they end up in more than they thought they were going to be in. And so there's your problem there. All right, back on this Harrison County storm. This is the one that kind of started the whole thing. Still has a decent look to it as far as rotation goes. Doesn't look quite as impressive as it did earlier on, but still has some decent look to it. Weather Service is going to continue with the severe thunderstorm warning, however, and let that tornado warning expire. So we're free of that for the moment. Yeah, pretty dark. Abed up in Winona. Thank you for being here, Abed. Appreciate that. Rain total for the year, Mary Lynn, I'll have to go back and look. I know we're ahead of schedule. We're way ahead of where we usually are by this point on the calendar. And May's a typical wet month. June is typically our wettest month of the year in Tyler. Funny enough, wind seems like it's starting to pick up some too here at the house. At least it feels like. So as far as a yearly number, I'm not 100% sure on where we are, but I know we are ahead of schedule on that. Hideaway Lake, middle of the lake is. Sorry, Kathy, I was trying to follow you there. So a lot of water there, Hideaway Lake, Kathy. Okay. That middle lake. Thanks for watching from Troop, Christopher. Appreciate that, man. So we are at 454. We've got a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings that we're watching, and then a large-scale flash flood warning that is in place. Severe thunderstorm warning, Harrison County will go for another 36 minutes, so that'll take us until 5:30, and then the severe thunderstorm warning for northern Smith County or for central Smith, that runs for another 21 minutes. So what does that get us to? 5:15? Yeah, that's right. Raining hard now, and lightning in Longview. Thanks, Tracy. Appreciate that. All right, let's see here what we have. Patricia, Tyler's in actually in neither. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning. No tornado watch or tornado warning. Just the severe thunderstorm warning. Believe it or not. Getting dark at 3:46 in White House, Heather. Yeah, it'll get darker too before it gets lighter. A lot of rain coming your direction out of the north and west. Vicky's seeing a lot going on there at noonday. More power outages near Van. Trees down on 279 at Edom. Kaylee, okay, thank you for that. Kaylee, is that just from today? You bet, Heather. Up to quarter-inch here at the house now on the south side of Tyler. The RV is shaking there near Lake Palestine, Brookshires, Amanda. Okay. Well, please be safe with that. Wade's got over 2 inches there just south of Gilmer today. Wowzer. You bet, Joseph. Okay, Kaylee. Thanks for that. Yeah, the rain's really picking up here, by the way. All right, Kaylee, I pushed that along. Thank you for that. Yeah, and these ponds too. Yeah, that's a good point, Kaylee. These ponds that are near any of these roads, they're going to probably pull out of their banks potentially in some spots with this rain continuing to come down like this. So, again, if you're driving through an area where water is covering the roadway, do not continue to drive through that area. If you come to it, turn around and go back the other direction. Okay, that's the best rule of thumb you can come to in this kind of a situation. Again, the movement on this stuff, we're 4:58, so we've got flash flood warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings this afternoon. The flash flood warning covers this entire green, if you can make this out, from northwestern Smith County down to the Smith-Cherokee County line, over to northern Rusk County, all of Longview, Marshall, almost to Jefferson. And for heavy rain that is going to continue here for a while and is already producing flooding, and I think we're seeing the effects of that right now. Come from Tyler, going to Frankston. Can barely see to drive with the wind, Kenzie. Okay. Well, thanks for that. Yeah, heavy rain, Longview, a lot of folks talking about that here. You bet, Tori. Glad to help out. We got it covered. Coffee City, really windy and heavy rain. Thanks, Kaylee. West side of Longview, pretty darn dark. Yeah, I believe it, don't you? A lot of wind by TJC, Sarah. Okay, thanks for that. I'm seeing some decent wind here. I got a top gust of 26 so far, but like I've said earlier, I'm protected a little bit to the west. So we are at 5 o'clock now. Thanks for hopping on with us. We've got a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. We got a lot of rain. Nothing tornadic at the moment. We did have the tornado warning earlier on, which prompted me to hop on, and then here we are, an hour or so later. So the Weather Service is going to continue with these severe thunderstorm warnings. There's an awful lot of there's still an awful lot of juice in the atmosphere, and that's going to and a lot of moisture. That's just going to make it quite easy for these storms to just dump intense amounts of rain, and the lack of forward speed makes the flooding really a more top of mind player. Thanks, Neil. Appreciate you, man. Neil says really windy in South Tyler. Big wind in noonday. Thanks, Aaron, for that. Appreciate it. Windy in Chapel Hill. A lot of thunder there. Tammy, I see you there. Thank you. Thanks, Larry. Appreciate that, man. Okay, Kathy. I appreciate it. Thanks for the clarification. So we're up to 0.6 of an inch here at the house, and it hadn't been raining for probably about 20, 25 minutes. The rain rate on my weather station says 7.3 inches, which an hour, which is crazy to think about it. We were over 9 inches an hour back on Tuesday morning, so I guess it's better than it was. Flooded in South Gilmer, Daniel. Okay, hail in Henry's Chapel. Thanks for that. You got neighbors' roof tiles coming off, Gary, at the house in Flint. Okay. I would say that is not what you want to see. I talked to a friend of mine today who had a tree come through his house on I think it was with the tornado last Thursday. Goodness. A lot of folks still trying to get, and obviously the guys who are trying to continue to work on the electric side of things can't do their work in this kind of a situation. So, wind's picking up an arc. Penny, thank you for that. Power going in and out in Tyler. Yeah, and ours hasn't done anything yet here, but I can't say that I'm surprised. So our rain rate's picked up here at the house. Now rain rate of showing 8 inches an hour. We'll see. Wind's letting up somewhat though, so that's good. So again, to re-rack the severe warnings, severe thunderstorm warning does not include South Tyler, but does include the northeastern, we'll call it the northeastern 2/3 of the city of Tyler. That runs until for another 12 minutes, so that'll get us to 5:15. The flash flood warning for Smith County runs until almost 8 o'clock. And again, the same thing for southeastern Wood County. You got Holly Lake Ranch in there. The flash flood warning itself doesn't include Mineola or Quitman. The rain isn't all that heavy that far to the north, at least for the time being. But you guys at Longview, hefty rainfall there into Gregg County. All right, you've got no other warnings except the flash flood warning, but you don't really need anything else when you got this much rain coming down, and it's just a couple minutes after 5 o'clock. So again, if you are at a place where you can hang for a bit, I would say plan on doing that. The roads, these flash flood deaths that we talk about, they happen. I mean, the pavement does not absorb any rain, obviously, and so it's got to funnel it somewhere. And there are times when even our system can't handle as much rain. They're only built and designed to do so much. So. Check this Marshall storm again real quick, and then we've got a new warning to talk about. So here's the rest of that severe thunderstorm warning. This storm is now well east of Marshall. Still has very broad rotation to it, but nothing too tight. So it's going to be along 1998 and north of 1998. So heavy rainfall there from Scottsville from 1998 back to the north. Kind of bounded on the north by Highway 43, and then you'll get over into Louisiana. Not too long, but I think again it's not moving very fast either, and that's part of why we don't have as much of a tornado environment today. We don't have just a ton of major wind, either in the low levels or aloft. All right, so let's hit this real fast.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning now. That'll be for southeastern Smith County, west central Rusk County, and north central Cherokee County. That's going to go till 5:45. Storm located near Troop, or about 12 miles southeast of White House, moving northeast at a whopping 15 miles an hour. So hazard in that would be quarters and up to 60-mile-an-hour winds. So again, that's a new severe thunderstorm warning. You guys with NOAA weather radios, thankfully we got that back up and going yesterday after an outage, and so at least Tyler NOAA weather radios back up and going. So here's that storm that prompted the new warning. So that's getting heavy rainfall. If we got any hail, it's going to be in this area right here. So it'll be south of Troop, but it will clip eventually south, or it is in the process of impacting southeastern Smith County. But that hail is right now more pronounced over on the Cherokee County side. If you go out 110, you go through Troop and turn south there at the light, and you'll come out here and cross over into Cherokee County pretty quick. A lot of trees in this area. It's really thick, hard to see much. And man, it is raining like a torrent here in South Tyler. Yeah, Lori, I'm not surprised to hear that. Pretty nasty in Troop. Thanks, Jessica. Glad we can help out. Thanks, John. Glad you're there, man. So rain rates picking back up here again at the house. Again, all of Smith County, or almost all of Smith County, under flash flood warning. Rainfall looks like maybe it'll let up a little bit. Western part of the county here, or has diminished a little bit in intensity compared to what it was doing 15, 20 minutes ago. So that's good. Crash there on 14, Briar. Okay, thank you. Gosh almighty, I hate to hear that. Yeah, Hannah, it did. It went from nothing to pouring real fast, didn't it? So this severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Smith and northeastern Cherokee goes till 5:45. That does again include northwestern or western sections of Rusk County. Gail asking about Overton. You guys in Overton have got this storm coming up on your south from the southwest of y'all. Nothing severe in Overton per se right now. When you're Teaselsville, pretty crazy, Raven. Okay, thank you. So that your rain's going to probably pick up in the Overton area eventually, but there's not much going on there, at least at the moment. And again, these are all severe thunderstorm warnings. No tornado warnings out at this point. All right, so let's take a look at this guy real fast. So just 1 second here.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
All right, so Weather Service with a new severe thunderstorm warning. This will be for up to 60-mile-an-hour winds, northeastern Freestone and Anderson County till 6:15. Storms located near Fairfield Lake or 11 miles east of Fairfield, going east at 35. So at least there's more forward speed on those. Nichols and 60-mile-an-hour winds in that. So that'll be these storms north side of Palestine. The Palestine NOAA Weather Radio transmitter was out as late as about 3:30 this afternoon. With the power outages at the transmitter site, they have not been able to get that back restored. So I was in touch with the Weather Service, and they said, it's a power situation there at the transmitter. So they've got battery backup on those things, from my understanding, but that battery is only going to last so long, and then you're going to have to do something else. So if you do rely on the Palestine NOAA Weather Radio, that's at least it was down, and this kind of situation isn't going to help anything with crews having to head inside with the kind of rain and lightning that we've got here. A lot of wind there near the hospitals in Tyler. Jill, thanks for that. So you guys in Anderson County, be mindful of that. Again, the storm, stronger of it is north of Palestine at this point. In addition, a lot of heavy rain again continuing into Smith County. We've got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings affecting Smith County at the moment. One of them the southeastern part of the county. For this guy here, north of New Summerfield. If you're going to have hail, it's going to be just about into the southern part of the county there. So again, this is well north of New Summerfield. So there's Henry's Chapel, just outside of Troop. You take 13 out of Troop, and you'll run into some of that hail. So this rainfall, this heavy rain, arcs from really north of New Summerfield, back up to just east of Overton, on up north side of Henderson, on to Kilgore, up to Longview. Aaron said the arc just floated by in noonday. That's funny. Mickey, southeastern Cass County. Let's look at southeastern Cass. Yeah, you guys got a heck of a rainstorm there going on, southeastern Cass. So here's Linden. There's 59. Heavy rain. That southeastern, that'd be about the southeastern quarter of the county, right there along either side of 43. No warnings out for you guys in Cass County at the moment. But still some heavy rainfall there in your neck of the woods. So thanks for being with us there in Cass County. Appreciate that a lot. Lots of areas underwater on Paluxy, Christina. Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that at all. And again, this flooding is going to get. This is gonna be a real. It's one thing for this to happen in the middle of the night when not many people are on the road. It's another thing for it to happen during 5 o'clock, normal traffic load like what we have. So, Longview. Emily asking about Longview. Heavy rainfall, Longview. No warnings for you guys at the moment in Longview proper. Just besides the flash flood warning, you do have that. So, you guys throughout Gregg County are under flash flood warning at the moment. So if we are in Longview, that downtown area, a lot of streets, low water crossing spots. So let's just be aware that this amount of water coming in over this stretch of time is going to be problematic. Brittany saw some flooding in Naples area, Morris County. Okay, thanks for that, Brittany. Appreciate you being there in Morris County. Gracie, no tornadoes. We are tornado warning free for the time being. I had some people asking about that, but nothing at the moment. Weather Service is watching a few areas of modest rotation aloft, but nothing that has produced at the moment. And again, rain seems like let's take this back over on the radar scope for a second. It's easier to loop here. So let's look at this. We'll just look at the loop here the last little bit. You can notice how the rainfall overall, the rainfall intensity seems to have come a little bit subsided somewhat. See how we had the brighter. So here's Tyler here, middle of your screen. So we kind of got Smith County centered up here. But you can see how the overall intensity has dropped some over the last 10 to 15 minutes. You bet, Peggy. Glad to do it. So while Tyler's rainfall intensity has come down, Longview continues to maintain pretty good intensity. And see how these showers are just kind of blossoming, and everything kind of hooks up there over southeast Longview or southeast Gregg County. Lori said it seems to be letting up in Troop, or picked up in Troop, I'm sorry. Letting up in ARP, Carrington. I got you. I've got a window that's about this big that I can see messages on. So I get to the ones that I can see, and then by the time I look down, there's a few more that are there. So it's hard to keep tabs on it. You bet, Brenda. Oh, Sherry, thanks for watching from Illinois. Appreciate that. So we're up to an inch 62 here at the house since the rain started. Rainfall rate has gone from 12 inches an hour to a little over an inch. So we're headed in the right direction. Still pretty strong in Tyler by TJC, Ashley. Okay, thanks for that. So we'll get back. Yeah, starting to get kind of dark there in Jacksonville. I see you there, Kelly. Thanks for that. Yeah, you got showers. You got rainfall moving into your area from the northwest, and then you got a shower that's trying to develop right there over the city of Jacksonville, and then another one over there near Gallatin on 204. You guys, Rusk, Cushing, Nacogdoches, not much cooking in your neck of the woods for the time being. Pretty quiet Shelby County, pretty quiet Panola County, St. Augustine, Sabine, Angelina County, got some showers trying to blossom there southwest of Lufkin and also back southeast of Lufkin, but no warnings out there right now. Melissa asking about Henderson. Let's look at Henderson real quick. Just a lot of rain there, north side of Henderson right now. And west and southwest of Henderson. No warnings out for you guys at the moment, though, in Henderson proper. Tracy's got a lot of rain and strong wind in Ironton. Glad you're there, Tracy. You'll see a lot more of that for a while, Tracy. So the Weather Service is going to continue their severe thunderstorm warning for Harrison County. For this storm here, that runs officially until, what is that, till 5:30. So we got about another 10 minutes on that. Storm located 7 miles southeast of Karnak or 14 east of Marshall, going northeast at 10 miles an hour. So still up, maybe some quarters. Doesn't look quite as impressive as it did earlier. Maybe some dimes to quarters in there. Extreme eastern Harrison County there. H.G. Mosley is flooded out. H.G. Mosley flooded out in the slow lane going from Gilmer Road towards Pine Tree High School. Thanks for that, Lynn. Absolutely, Melissa. All right, what do we have here? All right, stand by.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, Weather Service with new severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be for southwestern Harrison, northwestern Panola, northeastern Rusk, and eastern Gregg County until 6 o'clock. Thunderstorms along the line from near Hallsville to 9 miles southeast of Kilgore to near Turnertown, moving south at 20 miles an hour. So quarters and 60-mile-an-hour winds possible with that. Again, that's a new severe thunderstorm warning that will include eastern Gregg County. That's going to cover the city of Longview, northwestern Panola, southwestern Harrison, northeastern Rusk County until 6 o'clock. So that's the latest we have here at the moment, and that's going to be for this cluster of storms. Really from up along 259, just north of Spring Hill, down through the city of Longview, and then arcing back along and just to the west of 322, back over to near New London. And then these more or less kind of connect with that batch of thunderstorms which is crossing the southeasternmost part of Smith County and extreme northeastern Cherokee County and western Rusk County. So they're all kind of connecting there. Hey there, Iris. Thanks for watching from Rayville, Louisiana. That's great. Appreciate you being here. Been through there many a time heading to the beach. 2 inches of rain in Tyler, Nicole, in 45 minutes. Man, that's impressive. Okay, thank you for that. Power out, Pine Springs Golf Course, heavy rain, thunder, and lightning there. Yes, thank you for that. So we continue with severe thunderstorm warnings. That's the main producer this afternoon, or has been. We have the large scale flash flood warning, which is going to remain in place for much of the central part of East Texas until close to 8 o'clock tonight. So if you have to head out and about this evening, just be mindful of that. It's going to take a while for this water to subside. This is going to push a lot of ponds and the like to their brim. We've been wet for the last couple of weeks. We've had a couple of pretty good instances of heavy rainfall, and so this will just continue to kind of re-aggravate that situation. We can absorb a lot of rain, a lot of water in this sandy soil that we have, but it goes to a point. Power's out in Bullard. Okay, Christina. Out past Teasville. Thank you for that. Yeah, Krista, yeah, RV in White House. Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that. Whitney, you're in Price. So you guys there, home of the Carlisle Indians. Got some heavy rainfall there coming into Price right now along 42. You guys in Price are under that severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, Shelby, nothing reported tornadic at this point. Weather Service they've got eyes on these storms, and nothing else reported that way at the moment. And we are not the only ones dealing with the severe weather this afternoon. I'm looking. Somebody said something earlier about a tornado and baseball-sized hail out towards Midland, and they've got a tornado warning right now out for a impressive-looking storm there between Midland and Odessa right at this moment, actually. So we are not alone, as they say, in that kind of thing. But no tornado warnings here, so we're good from that vantage point. Rain continues to let up in Tyler and across much of Smith County. So that is good news. The flash flood warning will still run its course regardless of that. Yeah, Nancy, I see you there. That was you, wasn't it? Yeah. Tornado warnings in Midland. Yeah. Confirmed tornado, Sheila says, in Midland. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you being here. We were in that game for a while. So it's I appreciate the kind words. They're doing what they can. It's pretty dark at Overton, Corey. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Overall, it looks like this thing is not as maybe not quite as irritated, if you want to use that term, as the radar was earlier. There's still a lot of rain out there. But the storms themselves don't seem to be quite as intense, speaking broadly. Okay, so Weather Service is going to cancel the severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Smith, west central Rusk, and north central Cherokee County. So I think they are going to do that. I think they may be doing that in preparation to issue something further. They're probably going to issue on this solid line of storms. Probably do some kind of a wind warning or some kind of a severe thunderstorm warning for this stuff down towards Jacksonville and north side of Reclaw. That may be what they're preparing to do on that. We'll see. Trees down 155 northbound lanes headed to Frankston. Autumn, thank you for that. So we're at 5:30 now. We've got severe thunderstorm warning for Longview, as well as Tatum and Henderson. And that is going to be primarily driven by the potential for some strong straight line winds. Up to 60 miles an hour seems to be the dominant theme here. And that's, we've seen a few reports of hail. I've seen dimes, I've seen peas, nickels. I think that's the biggest I've seen hail-wise so far. It was maybe up to nickels. Okay, yeah, that's what they were going to do. All right, stand by for this.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
All right, new severe thunderstorm warning now. This is going to be for southeastern Smith County. It'll include southwestern Rusk, northwestern Nacogdoches, and Cherokee County until 6:15. Weather Service with severe thunderstorms along the line from Joinerville to Mixon to 9 miles southwest of Reese, moving southeast at 35 miles an hour. So this again, whoops. I don't know why I did that. Let's scroll back over here. There we go. Hold on. All right. So we get back in here. So we've pretty much got a solid line of severe thunderstorm warnings now, driven heavily by the wind. And then the flash flood warning, which is kind of laid over the top of this. So solid severe thunderstorm warnings from Longview down to just southeast of Kilgore, Tatum, Henderson, on to Reclaw. You guys in Rusk, y'all are inside of the severe thunderstorm warning. Alto, not quite, but this stuff can maintain intensity. Very well may be brought into one a little bit later. And then showers and thunderstorms, severe thunderstorm warning for Anderson County as well, as this thing continues to just try to get its act together and starts a little bit of a march. Let's see if I can put all that on the map for you there. Hail in Kilgore, Valerie. Okay. Any idea on the size of that, Valerie, would be great if you can. I've seen a lot of reports of high water issues over near Kilgore, which is not surprising at all. Well, I'm glad it's calming down in Cayuga, Misty. It looks like it should be. That rain's heavy, so that stuff's headed off towards Palestine now. Yeah, Karen, that Cherokee County alert call you got was for the severe thunderstorm warning, which will covers most of the county. It does not go as far south as Alto, but it comes just north of there. For this line that's getting itself together. That'll be straight line winds mainly. So rain continues to let up in Tyler. We're at 1.70 inches here at the house. Longview, your rain, heavier rainfall, still there, but it is also beginning to let up in Longview proper. So we're glad for that. John will be letting up there pretty soon. Southeastern part of town is really the lone spot that's still inside of some of that heavier rain. So here's downtown Longview here. Okay, there's 31, there's 20. So it'll let up here pretty soon. All right, so we are at 5:35. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away for a bit, and we will post additional items as we need to through the still images that we have. If you have pictures, anything that you would like to show, I would appreciate you doing that. All right, that helps us to get information onto the Weather Service, allows them to be able to assess things better. And it just allows people to be able to show what they saw, and others can follow along with that. So feel free to email me, doc@docdeason.com, doc@docdeason.com. You can follow or drop me a direct message there on Twitter. Of course, if you're new to our page, we do simulcast there on the YouTube channel during severe weather like this. And, of course, the Facebook side, which is where most people find us at. We do some stuff on Instagram, not as much. It's a little harder to manipulate Instagram, so don't do quite as much there, but do a lot on the other sites there. Okay, thanks for being part of this evening. Hope we were helpful to you and or your family, and we'll be back in if we need to. Any tornado warnings come out, any considerable severe weather threats come out for wind and or hail, we'll come back in on that as well. Okay, but again, thank y'all for being here with us, and we'll have our 7-day forecast again in the morning between 7 and about 7:30. Looks like it's going to be wet again tomorrow, and rain chances will stretch through the weekend into the first part of next week, but it will be June on Saturday, and that means the clock's ticking, and we're about to head our way into some summer heat here before you know it. Thanks again for being here, guys.
Thanks for watching this live broadcast from Doc Deason's Weather. When weather's at its worst, we're at our best. Doc Deason's Weather, the calm in the storm.